Hello dear viewers, welcome to this exciting edition of Pixellab tutorial. Today we are going to look at how to mask an image and then clip it into a shape in Pixellab, whereby our final product will look like this, like my image here on the canvas. Are you ready? Let's go. In order to begin, I will delete the text here on the screen. Then I will proceed by changing the color of my background. I will give it a white color for obvious reasons. Okay. The next thing I will do is to bring in a shape. I will insert a shape. By default, when you insert a shape, you have a square, but I will change this to a circle. Good. With our circle, I'm going to fill it with color, not gradient, color. I will give it a green color, light green. As such, I validate, and then I am going to give it a shadow, an inner shadow, and I'll reduce the blur radius to 4. Okay, with that, what I have to do now is I have to bring in an image that I will mask part of the image, clipping the image into this circle perfectly. Alright, let's continue. We bring in an image by clicking on the plus sign over here on the screen. Then from gallery, it takes me into my gallery, from where I will select an image. I already prepared my image without a background. I removed the background already. If you do not know how to do that, then in our subsequent videos we will see how to remove the background from an image. Alright, here is our picture on our circle. Now, one thing you have to note is that when you bring in a picture you want to do clip into this circle, make sure that the layer of your picture layer is above the shape layer. What I mean is, if you go to our layer icon, you see our picture here is above the circle layer or the shape layer. Okay, now in order to make sure that our circle does not move while we perform our masking and clipping, we are going to lock the circle layer. We lock it by clicking on this lock here. So we lock so that it doesn't move, and then we go back to our main screen, editing screen. Here, make sure that the image is well placed the way you want it to be at the end. From there we can proceed. Now the next thing you do is make sure your picture is selected, and then go to your menu and look for opacity. Here we are. You click and reduce the opacity of your picture so that you are going to simultaneously see your picture as well as the boundaries of the circle. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at 28. Okay, now the next thing I'll do is, in my menu, I'll look for the mask button, the mask icon, or the mask tool, and here we go, mask. I click there, and this is what we now have on our screen. Immediately I would proceed by masking. Now, what do we mean by masking? Masking simply means we want to hide a portion of our picture here. That is why we want to mask portions of the picture. You will just realize I have pulled from that node to the bottom of our picture and the boundary between the picture and the circle. Now I drag the left node from where it is and take it right up where there is a boundary between the picture and the circle. You have to do this very carefully. Now, at times you may want to have a perfect position of your node. In order to do this, since our screen is small, we zoom in. At the top bar of our screen, we have the plus sign, the lens icon with the plus sign inside. We click. When we click, now we can use our fingers to zoom into our screen, into our workspace. Now I can perfectly adjust the position of that node, and in order to do that, I click back on the zoom button to deactivate it, and then I come back to my screen and play with the node of the mask tool. It is perfectly placed. Good. Now I will zoom out so that I have a proper view of the screen. I'm going to zoom out by clicking on the zoom button and then using my fingers to squeeze or zoom out of the picture of the workspace. Now I am equally to the right side. I'm equally going to push this node. I first of all deactivate the zoom button, then I push this node to the appropriate position. Here I have to zoom in again so that I see the boundaries clearly. I zoom into this section, deactivate the zoom, and then I readjust that node, making sure that it is perfectly placed. Good. I think we have something perfect. Now the next thing we do, we zoom out again. Zoom out again. Fine. Now I'll have to play with the handles of my mask tool. Remember, or you must have noticed, that each time I touch a node of the mask, handles appear. Two handles appear. From this handle I can conveniently manipulate the boundaries of the shape tool. As you can see, this is what I can do. Okay, so from each node I'm going to manipulate using the handles, making sure that my mask boundaries tie with the boundaries of the circle. You must have noticed something interesting happening already. Okay, do this, do this. Okay, voila. Do you see that? It's interesting, right? Good. Here we have something perfect. Now you see that the upper boundaries of my mask tool now are perfectly aligned to the lower boundaries of our circle. With this, now I have to make sure that from below that the outer layers also occupy or engulf the lower sections of our picture which we would obviously want to hide. So we expand the mask to its boundaries to engulf the lower sections of our picture. Now, with this, let's come over to the right pane of our screen, and what I'll do is I'm going to hit, you see the button enable button. I'm now going to click on that button, and boom, there we go. You notice that the lower sections of our picture have been masked, they have been hidden. We no longer see them again, and we can proceed by giving a tick. Okay, now watch your screen and notice with me that the boundaries of our circle, or the lower boundaries of our circle, have a perfect alignment with the clipping or with the masking that we did a few seconds ago. Wow, isn't this interesting? Please, if it is interesting, I would wish you hit the like button and do not forget to subscribe for more interesting contents like this. Okay, now we are going to continue with the process. This done, we shall progress by readjusting the opacity of our picture. Go back to opacity with our picture selected. I hit, and then I take it back to 100%. Wow, do you see this? The next thing we shall do is to clip or to merge both shapes or both layers, to merge the two layers to form one. So I'll go back to the layer button, and at the bottom of this pane where we have our layers displayed, this left side of the screen, there is a round circle, white circle at the bottom. There you have a small tick and a small X. Hit on that button. Now when you hit on that button, look at how our layers are then displayed with a selectable square, a square at the right hand side where we can select, where we can hit to select. So let's proceed. Select the two layers, and then at the bottom again of the layer pane, we shall see 1, 2, 3, 4 icons. We have the delete icon, we have the edit icon, we have the merge icon, and we have the select icon. So we shall hit the merge icon, which has two arrows pointing inward. Here I hit and then select OK. Wow, with this we can close. Now you realize that our layers, now we now have just one layer because the two that were there have been merged together. Now we close the layer pane, and what do we have here? A single movable layer. You can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can zoom in and out. Wow, I like this. So dear viewers, we have come to the end of this tutorial, and I hope it was quite interesting. Please do not forget to like, subscribe and share, of course, for more content to come. Alright, catch you.